Unless it's sensitive, then we'll leave it alone.
Straight, right? Don't see yet. Something, anything, nothing. Ooh, we live. He said we live, and I'm sure we live. I don't see it yet, but I think we live. Hey, mute, somebody. Thank you.
What's the way?
We live. Yeah, we live.
What's up, y'all?
Yeah, that part. What's up, y'all? Yeah, but thank you for tuning in, man. Another Sunday, you know, live show, live stream Sundays. Real people, real conversations.
Yep.
Yeah? Hey, thank you for tuning in. Hey, as usual, as always, it's Peter, John, and then, hey, I'm on this, John. You know, you got just,
I thought you were doing that.
just tell people your name, you know, like.
Hey y'all, my name is Savannah, the real brown sugar on Instagram. Follow.
My name is Chizaram, the real.
Yo, why you talking shy? What's going on? What's your Instagram?
Huh?
Instagram.
No, funny shit. Yeah, Chizaram. Let's move on.
Okay.
Hello. My name is Loretta. Miss Timmy on Instagram.
Whoa.
Hi everyone, my name is Esther and my Instagram is Estell.
Style what?
Estell.
Is that French?
It's not French, sir.
It sounded French for a
It
second.
does sound.
Maybe it's just my accent, you know? You know, it's that sexy accent. It's coming out.
John, oh yeah, did I say John before?
Yeah, you said John, Peter John. Y'all know who we are.
Hey, good, what was I about to say? If you're watching and you know, first off, can you let us know if you can hear us properly? Y'all can hear us? No issue with the sound, none of that, so let us know. I'm just going to jump in the chat, let us know. And with the chat, if you are watching and you're not on the chat, and if you actually want to chat with us, you know, like you could actually chat with us, ask us questions, you know, respond to things that we may say that you may not like, call people out if you want to. So if you want to do one of those things and you're not in the chat, go ahead and I think you need a Gmail account. Sign into YouTube. Go to youtube.com, sign in, look for CTalkTV. You see the live, you'll be the first thing up there. Go ahead and do that. And basically, yeah, just sign in and you'll see the chat box pop up and you can chat with us, ask us questions, all that stuff. Yeah. Also, if you're watching, you know people who are interested in, you know, being a part of conversations like we're about to have, go ahead and send a link to them so they can tap in, you know, so they can join, have good conversations. You know, you never know. Just tapping into this show. Tapping into this show might just be the beginning of something for you. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, maybe you're that person that's not doing well, you know. We might open your eyes. You know that sound? I don't know this guy. But hey, we're going to go ahead and start. So, before we went live, we were having a conversation here, you know, it was getting a little, you know, testy for some people. So we were like, you know, let's bring it on. Let's talk about it. So I was just talking out, and then she would explain the situation to us. Come on, now, you got this. Explain it to us. Let's talk about it. It's something we talked about, you know. Let's talk about it.
You can make it hypothetical.
Okay, so let's say that your ex invited you to come visit her, and you know, the weekend was going good, and then you guys kind of got into an argument, and you kind of left the apartment, you know, to meet up with your friends, and you decided to pull up on her without not telling her that you were coming. And when you pulled up, you kind of heard them, you know, somebody inside the house with her, like they're laughing, talking, just giggling, and then when you knocked, and then she came to the door, or he came to the door, and all of a sudden it's kind of quiet, you know. And then when they opened the door, you walked in and the person was in the bathroom. You know, the person was in the bathroom, and then eventually the person decided to come out. And now, you know, how would you react in that situation? Like, what would you do?
So the question here is,
Wait,
I guess you
context though, context.
Right.
Like, did she invite you to a different city?
Kenny,
And that's what I was
where
going to
is
say.
that?
Hold
Where
on.
is
So
that?
here's what I was about to say. So
I'm
the
ready.
question here is, was who's wrong? Were you wrong? Like he said, did you get an invite to come to show up, or again you're talking about this was this person's ex?
Mm-hmm.
Did they tell the ex that they were coming, or that type of stuff? And then the main question there is who was wrong, I guess, or was the ex wrong for?
To be honest, I would say that if I had to do it all over again, I would. I'm sorry, because I was just following, anybody, personally, I followed my intuition. I just followed my intuition, and I just, why not? Wrong or not? I don't apologize for it. I didn't
I have a
apologize.
question.
Mhm.
I'm sorry.
No, go ahead.
So your intuition. So when you left the first time after the argument, do you feel like
Something was
being
going on.
rushed? Like you were being rushed out?
It's like something was just going on. The person left that part of it, and went somewhere.
Check this out. So somebody just got the comment saying how do you say this?
Premeditated.
That one too. No, I'm saying premeditated options. You were aware of the consequences, right?
Yeah, of course.
Of the options you choose.
Mhm.
So did you, since I've already put you on this podcast, so you claimed it, so because you know that I claimed it, but it's me, so
I mean,
okay,
It is
so
something.
here's what I'm saying. So you felt some type of way,
I did feel some type of way.
and are you blaming your ex for you feeling some type of way?
I'm not blaming her, but it was, I know the truth would have never came out
If you didn't do
if
it.
I didn't yeah.
So what was the purpose of the truth? Like, if that's your ex, like, what was the purpose of the truth?
And sometimes X is not
Closure.
it's like
It's like-
X, like
Exactly.
Halfway. Also, like-
So like she said, closure, really, because you in a situation, it's just like, okay, what are we doing?
But let me ask you, so are we saying that your ex never told you we're done? Because you guys are done, your ex for a reason.
Yeah, exactly. We're ex for a reason, but the fact that, okay, you tell me, okay, I miss you, come, like, I'm trying to catch up, I'm trying to see stuff, and then, boom, like,
I think she's talking about like mutual respect.
Yeah,
I get it,
exactly.
we're not together, that's fine. But you also invited me out of state. So it's me this weekend. You can have who you want next weekend.
Exactly.
This weekend it's me, and then I was here, okay, we got into an argument, you already got somebody else in the house.
exactly.
Granted, we shouldn't pull up,
It's-
but but we did, and I get what you're saying. It should
Yes.
still be mutual respect because you were out there.
Especially
But
towards my
it's
feelings
more-
too.
It's
Because it's
more
like,
than the mutual respect thing, because she's saying you were getting texts like, I miss you. So it's
Yeah,
that
that's
thing
what I was
of,
about to say.
are we trying to
Yeah.
get back? So exactly. So if she's going to put herself back in the situation, you want to know what's really going on. First of all, there's a reason why you're no longer together. And now you're trying to like pull me back in. So I want to make sure the situation is safe enough for me to be back in. So she followed that intuition. Intuition was right. Take it.
I'm just saying, no.
Yeah.
I'm sorry,
Yeah.
my intuition.
I just have a
It's
question.
don't ever like.
Did you pay for the ticket or
Don't matter. It doesn't matter.
I paid for the ticket. It doesn't matter. Like,
You're right.
God.
Doesn't matter. But what I'm trying to get at is this. Well, I guess let me put myself in your shoes. I know some women out there, they have money to pay for the extra come out. That's
of course.
If I was in that situation, and to use my own money to go and see an ex, I don't know that I would do it. Especially not knowing if they're all in or if they're playing games. And you would have got the vibe of playing games anyway. So like if it's not straightforward to where it's just me and we're just kicking it, I don't think I would spend my money. Now, if she wants to pay for me to come out, and I don't keep. I'm getting a trip regardless. I don't care. I could go.
So you get food out.
Yes.
You want to get food
Well,
out.
yes.
So my thing is this though, like, did she just say I miss you, then you made assumptions out of that?
No. Like, we.
I love. Let me wear my glasses.
It was no assumption. I wasn't expecting anything, but at the same time, I wanted to just go and fill out the vibe.
So you
You
were
feel me?
expecting something?
No, there was no expectation behind it. There really was no expectation. But when that happened, I feel like it's something that I wouldn't personally do to anybody, because just imagine, you just freshly just got out from a situation, you just got out from a situation, and it's more like, I'm going to respect your feelings. You know, like after being with somebody for a while, the feelings just not going to go away. You feel me?
How long were y'all together?
About 3+ years.
3+ years.
Yes.
And that was the mini marriage.
How long
now.
was the breakup before you actually made that trip together?
I honestly don't remember.
So wait, how long was this, the breakup?
That's what I'm
Yeah,
saying.
that's what he was asking. I don't remember.
So it's that far?
But during the breakup, y'all were talking off and on, like just staying in contact.
We
and
were
that's-
talking.
Okay.
I mean, the reality is when you get back with somebody that you've been with, you know, those feelings come back.
Exactly.
And if you're, no offense to you, but just I know people, if you're the type of person who is going to make pop-ups and call, you know what I mean? There's people who are like that in a relationship. Yeah, that's still gonna happen. You know what I'm saying? I've been with you for 3 years, and this is my way. You know it. We've been together. It's not a surprise. You know I'm gonna pop up on you. Probably done it before. Don't be surprised. So I feel like if you're gonna invite me back out to be in your presence, you need to understand you're still dealing with the same person. You're my ex. I get it, but you know these are my tendencies. You have to know how to handle me. That's the respect portion of it.
I think I honestly was just the respect. Like it was just the respect.
And for me, just to throw my opinion in there, not that it matters, but I personally don't feel like you did anything wrong by popping back up. You literally were just there.
Yeah.
Y'all spent time together. You went to go hang out with your friends. Yes, there was an argument before you left, but I would expect, if I was her, I would expect, okay, if I was gonna do anything shady, I would expect for you to still come back after, or I probably would have been texting and say, okay, are you okay? Are you planning on coming back? Not to say that's the right thing to do, but I just don't feel like you were in the wrong to be like, okay, let me just.
And that's what Chick says, and come Chick says, I don't think anyone is wrong or right here. I can see how you feel some type of way. Everyone's feelings are valid.
Yeah.
I'm gonna touch on one comment and move to the next. Somebody by the name of Arthur says it's a game of X and O. You start mixing your ex and go and visit them, chilling with someone else. You say, oh, and you go back home. That being said, I don't know what this person is, but it's JXS Visuals. Talk about what you talk about something. We could get to that later because it might tie into something. But he's basically saying let's talk about the alter ego social versus reality version of people. Right? That'd be a good topic for sometime when we really have to talk about talk about people's alter ego versus their real self and I guess how it clashes. But let's go ahead and jump into the topics for today. We'll start off with this one. So this guy took his date to dinner. Now we don't know what number of date it was, first, second. I know they were not together. Maybe let's just say second date, right? He took her to dinner at an upscale restaurant. She's constantly looking at her phone, taking pictures of herself, the food, etc. He politely questioned her twice, and both times she apologized. Soon after, she gets a call and walks to the restroom to take the call. He's upset. He goes to the cashier. He paid for the appetizers that they got, and he paid for his meal, right? And then he told them she's going to pay for her meal, and he went off. So the question here is, was he wrong? And then it says, if a man is paying, it's only right that you give him your undivided attention.
So I like to start off with, I think that right there just explains the era that we live in right now. Because, I mean, I'm definitely guilty of going out and being on my phone, but being in the presence of other human beings that are right there in front of me. But I'm not the only one on the phone. They're on the phones as well. That's just what we do now. And it's not, I don't think it's right because as human beings, we're talking about a real human experience, not.
But check this out. I get that. Like if we're in a social gathering, right? We're all doing that. But when you're on
A date.
Yeah, and that's what I mean, just taking it to something a little bit more personal, like a date, or it could be a business meeting, or whatever it is, something a little bit more intimate. People are still on their phones, and there are people that are very, very into life and making the real connection that will take that as offensive, especially if they say, you know what, nah, you probably want to get off the phone. Like, it means something. When somebody says that, I think as human beings nowadays, we really should take it seriously. Just because, you know, this is very distracting. And, you know, how can I make a connection or feel like I'm having a true conversation with somebody, but I'm literally looking at them and they're on their phone It's like, I don't have your
Before
undivided
y'all say
attention.
anything, I was going to throw this out before we said this. How do y'all feel when y'all go on dates? Y'all want the guy to pay, right? The whole bill?
Not necessarily.
No? Oh, you want the other person? I mean, you know,
No,
I'm not wrong.
Just
The
'cause
thing
I
about
think-
paying is usually it's the person that initiates it
Initiates the date,
is
yeah.
kind of like
Okay,
expected
in
to
this
pay.
But that's
situation, he initiated the date. So,
I don't-
are y'all still, you see what I'm saying? He initiated the date. I guess the real issue here is, we've talked about the phone, but the second issue is, he took off and didn't and paid for it.
I mean,
paid for
He
it.
pays for the appetizers.
He pays for the appetizer, which honestly,
I think
So if it were me, I'm gonna be like, wow, that was a little shiesty, but he did pay for the appetizer.
Wait.
I mean, hey.
So you would understand.
No, not necessarily. I mean,
Wait.
so the one thing about me is I'm very big on like self-accountability. You know what I'm saying? You asked me to put the phone away twice. I probably never would have thought you were gonna just escape out. But let's be real. I did walk away and answer a phone call. At least he paid for the appetizers. He could have made me pay for the whole thing. It's not right necessarily, but I think, like you were saying, stuff like this it's just, you have to know who you're messing with. And I was thinking about this topic when I was driving, and I feel like you just have to know who you're dealing with. But also I feel like with this situation specifically, I would assume that maybe this dude kind of could tell the girl was not into him, because let's be
I was
honest,
about
if
to
there's
say
a vibe,
the
honey,
phone is
the
going to
phone
be
don't-
down.
and it's gonna be down, but even if it's up, because I've done it. I've been in a situation where, you know, let's say we're having dinner, we're talking, we're kiki kaka, ooh, my meal came out, chick chick,
Yeah,
look good,
exactly. Put it down.
And then I have children, so hey, maybe my dad calls. Give me 1 second. I'm
So-
so sorry, my daddy's
It's
calling.
calling.
Hey, dad. Yep. They're under the drawer. Love you. Bye. Ooh, he's not gonna walk out on me.
Yep.
If you can genuinely see that there is no, I think that might have been his scapegoat. Really,
Yeah.
he couldn't say that he probably wasn't feeling it, and he saw what he seen and he took it and he ran with it. It's legitimate.
No,
yes,
I do.
But if you're vibing, you're not just gonna run out.
Wait. But let
That's
me
actually
wait,
very
hold
good
on. That's a good point, but I'm gonna come into his defense, right? I feel like both of them are wrong in this. Okay, so you can see my eyes very well. Okay, I feel like both of them are wrong. Let me go back to this scenario, because just like what you said in the beginning, he told her twice, politely. You're out on a date. You're there to connect with
Connect with
somebody.
someone.
That's the key word, and that's the problem with this generation. People are not. It's always about.
I'm trying to check.
People are not really trying to connect. And if somebody is taking you out on a date and they're trying to connect with you and you're really into that, first of all, are you thinking of how he's perceiving that? Maybe she doesn't like me. I'm not here to waste my time. Like, okay.
Right. Exactly.
In my opinion, I feel like she triggered that response from him. Him getting up and paying and leaving before she came out, okay, maybe that's not the right way to have handled it. Like if I were in his shoes and I really wanted to leave, I'd probably wait for her to come back and be like, okay, we can end this date and then we'll pay and then we can go. But like just disappearing before she came out, I just feel like she pretty much triggered whatever chain of reaction followed. Because you can't be on a date and somebody, it's like, it's not even asking, he didn't ask you, he asked you twice. And then on top of that, you then get a phone call and then you
And then you just kind
go.
of left and yeah.
Really?
But
Even
maybe she didn't care. Maybe she didn't.
and that's what I'm saying.
Like,
So she didn't
like
care,
she
and
didn't
now he's
care.
perceived
She
that
didn't
she
care.
doesn't care. What if
Exactly.
he's a person on a journey of I'm not trying to
Exactly.
play around. I'm really trying to be serious with
Right.
somebody, and I
And
don't
he's
have
like,
time
I'm not
for
getting
this.
this from her.
And then I'm good to get up and leave because again, let's think, yeah.
The back end of this was she went on Facebook and said trashing him for not paying the bill.
Girl, bye.
Wait. She shouts
Girl, bye.
public. Yeah, she's not alright.
I'm asking that because
Responsibility.
remember what we started off with? We started off with whoever asked for the date pays the bill. Right?
Nah, she can't be mad at.
How many girls really ask for dates? Like,
That's what nobody.
Like, ask
Wait,
for
hold
what?
on. What's the
Wait,
question?
wait,
how many girls really
That's a good question
ask
too.
for guys? Because
Yeah.
they'll say, oh, whoever
This-
initiated,
Wait, let him complete
they're
the
like
sentence.
1%.
This is me. Listen.
Wait, let him complete the sentence. How many girls was it?
I forgot.
What's the question?
How many girls actually ask guys?
Guys,
If
I was
anybody is
at
watching
work.
this that knows me, please
Hello.
hit the comments. I am notorious for treating a man. I do it.
How many
I
girls
love
are you
it.
going out with?
It is.
So let me-
Huh?
How do you ask a guy on a date?
Hello, bro.
Okay, you talking about like first time scenario?
Whichever
or,
time.
Okay, I'm gonna give y'all the story. I'm gonna give you the story real quick.
Okay.
Okay, so a couple years ago, I was working a job. It was this dude, I used to always see him on his break, like sitting on the couch in the break room reading a book, right? But the man was fun. So I'm like, how am I gonna approach this? So days go by, I see him, he's always on his thing reading the book. So I said, okay, cool. Next time I walk out there and see him, I'm gonna talk to him. Walk out there, hey, what you reading? Oh, just reading this, and that. Oh, okay. I really want to start reading more. Can you send me some books to read, right? So he's like, okay.
Which I'm sure you didn't read.
I'm just sure. So I was like, would you mind like just kind of sending me some books over that you think are, you know, decent reads? And he was like, actually, you can have this one. And I was like, really? And he was like, well, I'm not going to lie. This book my dad gave to me when I was younger. He wrote a really sweet message on it. I cannot give it to you, but I will allow you to have it and read it, and you can just give it back when you're done. So I take the book, right? As soon as I finish it, it's literally like, I probably finished it 3 days later. I'm trying to just, I don't know, maybe I was off or something, didn't see him. So I'm like, okay, I'm going to bring the book back on Monday. My 2-year-old rips the book. So I'm sleeping and all I hear is whoosh. And I was like, oh my God. And it was the cover that his dad wrote. So I go out and I'm trying to take it to the bookstore and I'm like, can you fix it? Can you fix it? It's an old book. Nobody can fix it. So I text him, I said, listen, this is how I I'm so sorry. I just want to let you know that my daughter ripped your book this morning. I'll be honest in that I did try to take it around to fix it, but because this book was personal to you, I didn't want to go to, touching it or messing with it without you knowing. Unfortunately, no one's able to fix it. However, I know that something like this can't just be made up with money. If you would allow me, I'd like to take you on a date, my treat, just to show you that I really apologize.
Why are you melting like I
saw? He was like, you know what? Honestly, I can respect that. No biggie, but I do want that date. I said, cool. Tell me your favorite spot.
I
We'll
just
meet
have a
up.
question. Did you think your time to tell me?
She knew what I was trying to do. And she was like, Mama, I got you. That's my wingman. So, long story short, so he was like, cool. So we meet up. I take him on a date, his favorite little restaurant. Get what you want, drinks, everything. I probably spent about $150. I was okay because no amount of money can make up for that. I felt really, really bad. You know what I'm saying? Really nice gesture. So took him in on the date. After that, I think we talked for 2 weeks and I never spoke to him again. He blocked me.
What did you do?
Nothing.
He blocked you?
He blocked me. We had a great guys. Like seriously, I was hurt about this because we were vibing. Like he was getting me into meditation. This was something different I've never had. And I thought everything was great. And I'm not lying. Like truly, self-accountability. I would tell you if I did something that I felt would make him block me. I did not.
You didn't see any signs?
No, I swear. And we worked together. So now every time I walk up, I'm looking like.
So he never said anything?
Never to this day.
So you still see him to this day?
No, he was in Vegas. But I'm just saying, like, I had a friend, and I tried to like text him off your phone, see if he answers, and then I'm gonna text him off mine and see if he answers. Yeah, I was blocked.
Wow.
But it was such a great experience. But that did not deter me from I take men on dates. I believe in relationship. I at least am gonna take you on a date once a month. I also believe I read a post not too long ago about.
You said once a month if you're married to somebody.
No, just someone I'm talking to. I'm kind of like an every other person, special occasion. If it's your birthday, tell me what you want to do. I'm taking you out.
No.
If I've done something wrong, I'm gonna treat you to something. I'm not just gonna.
To come back to his question, I feel like there's women. Maybe an exception. I don't think women actually just gonna.
Hello.
Hear me out. I don't think two things here. There might be women asking guys, "Oh, let's go on a date," but they're not trying to pay. I'm trying to get to his. No. Let's be serious. Let's be real. How many women are actually out here trying to pay? It's an exception. Maybe you.
Why plenty?
I don't think
Wait, let me speak. Let me hold on. I'm going to wait. This is for the baby girls out there. This is for you guys. This is my shades for when we are representing all of you. Hello, we are plenty, okay? We are plenty. We're not the singlet and boxer kind of gifting babes out here, but we treat guys, there are plenty of us.
You treat a guy that you're with, I get that. I don't think you treat a guy when you're getting to know him.
Why not?
If the feeling is mutual, like if you guys are really digging each other and vibing with each other, that really comes easy. Like it's just like something that you just want to do.
Let me give another example, super quick, I promise. I went out last weekend, met a dude at the bar, real sweet guy. We talked probably like the whole night at that bar. He was like, hey, I'm gonna buy you a drink. If you need anything else the rest of the night, it's on me. And he stuck to that. So boom, at the end of it, he even bought me tacos. At the end of it, he ended up going to a different place. I was with my friends and he texted me like, hey, I'm out, but if you wanna come meet up, again, everything on me. So I went, met up with him in a different place. We sat down, hookah was on the table. He asked me what bottle I want. He brought the bottle out. He went to the bathroom. I went to the bar and bought him some shots. Simple like that. I'm getting to know you, have no clue who you are, but you have spent at least $300 to $400 on me. The least I could do is buy you a couple shots, surprise you when you get back to the table, you know.
What's in your mind? Let it out. Come on.
I'm just liking everything, man. That's all I can't even oppose. But one thing I'll say is this, right? I feel like no, I think, and I said this at the beginning. I think we'll probably agree in most things here. I think the girls here are exceptions.
Exceptions.
Yeah, like you guys are not the rule. Like out there in the real world,
It's a different story, huh?
So have you ever heard stories like what she just said?
no, I have. Like I think, but the thing is,
It's
like,
rare.
not actually-
It's rare. You know, it's not.
The question is, as a girl, ever, as a woman, ever come out to you and say, I want to take you out?
Yeah, I mean, of course. But I'm just saying, like normally, like from other people.
But wait, I have a question. Why did you? Have you ever asked the question again? Ask the question.
As a woman, ever reached out to you and said,
Oh yeah, of course. But I just want to let you know that. Why did you rush through that? Why did you rush through? The answer is yes.
Yes, exactly. That's
You
what
rush through it to come back and say that they are not
Right?
spoiling you.
It's like I'll kind
Also,
of
you
use
both
I can
need-
use my own experience to like say, oh, like that's how it works. But like for most people or for most guys, it doesn't work like that.
Yeah,
You
I
get? So
agree.
like guys are like, I've seen guys tell me, look, I don't want to go out today because I know I'm gonna spend
this
money.
money.
It happens a lot. Like,
Is that how you feel too?
well, that's fine. I feel that way.
That's how you feel?
Yeah.
Okay, in that case, okay, hold on. Where's Professor glasses? On behalf, this is my professor glasses. On behalf of all the ladies, huh? I'm speaking on our behalf,
Okay.
right? All the ladies out there, Dako, we're sorry. Hello. Alright, so please do better.
Yes, women.
If you have a man,
Come on.
take him out, do him like meal,
Better.
ice cream.
Something.
Treat
You
him,
can-
you know.
Stuff, the
Simple
men
spoil
really
him.
appreciate
The
it.
smallest
The
stuff.
dude that I brought so he actually came out the restroom and seen me at the bar, and he was like, "No, ma'am, you're not buying me anything." But he was like, "I'm not gonna lie, I've never had that happen." I appreciate you for trying.
Do better, my fellow women.
I don't know if you all saw the video that I posted yesterday, but the thing is, remember back in the day when we had that video that I posted and I said, I'm not spending money on you, you're not my main chick. People are like, you're selfish, you're selfish, you're selfish. Same thing, why would I want to, like, I know it's a thing, women always want guys to, you know, foot the bill for whatnot, you ask me out, blah, 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 but why don't you for once, just like, hey, let me pay. Like, to be honest, for most guys,
Exactly, I do.
that action in itself would already speak a lot.
A lot. And I do.
Offer, I probably wouldn't let you pay. I wouldn't let you pay.
But it's just it's the thought of it. It's like
Yeah.
you actually offering. I absolutely do agree with that. I personally, when I do go out with somebody, I'm not expecting you to pay 100.
Ever.
Like I'm really not. So it's either I am going to split the bill with you, but if you like consistently talking about, oh no, I'm gonna pay it. Okay, then I'm gonna tip.
Yeah.
You know, like I want to do something
Yeah.
because I feel bad.
Me too.
You know, it's like oh,
We not
I have the
millionaires out
money.
here.
You know, so I'm
Yeah,
I can't just let you
Yeah.
do it on your own. Like we here, I A, you A, we having a great time. So if you offer to pay, all right, I'm a tip.
Right.
So that's fair.
And
But I do
Another
agree with
thing
that post
is-
of yours, though. I agree with the post you put out. Like, you're not. I mean, it's your money at the end of the
Yeah.
day. You work hard for your money.
Yeah.
If the person is not your main person, if you choose not to spend, then that's,
Exactly.
that's-
You choose
that's
not to.
right.
that's okay. Women stop feeling entitled.
I got a question
Yeah.
for the guys.
A lot of women
I got a
do.
question for the guys though. So
Really?
has a female asked you out and you ended up paying? Like when a female asks you out, do you expect her to pay or do you
That's
prepare
happened.
yourself to
My
pay?
guy, when they say
I
whoever
got
asks out to do that.
No, I'm going by that because they just say whoever initiates the.
I
That's the
date
thing
is-
though, because I've done it. I've asked a man on a date and he still ended up paying for his birthday. I tried to take him out for his birthday and he paid for everything. I'm like, bro, that's not what
That's
we're
not-
doing. At least let me try.
Yeah.
Even if I could just be the person to drive,
drive.
like any contribution.
I think for guys that are like that.
Let's talk about what Chica just posted real quick. Chica said, I thought you people say you want to be the provider.
Let me hide. Let me hide from you.
Wait, who claim they want to be providers, first of all?
Kilo day.
I don't know what
How
I'm
you know going to night fight?
She's basing that on previous conversations that we've had
Oh,
because
there's guys
she's been
that
on the
said they wanted
platform.
to
No, about
provide.
a man being the head of the household, that kind of.
No, but listen to what I want to hear what he's trying to say though.
We're
Wait,
talking dates.
let's talk about what he's trying to say. But first of all, he's bringing gun to knife fights. But okay, What do you mean by who said we want to be providers?
Yeah, like who said that?
Oh, you don't want to be?
So you don't want to be a provider?
For what? For a grown ass woman?
For your family?
For your
Yeah,
family?
for a family. Both of us
Okay.
are providing for our family. That's
It's a
different.
scale. Yeah.
But I'm not providing for a grown ass woman. Do you know who provides for a woman? Or for it's your dad. That's what your dad's responsibility.
Hello. Wait now.
I mean, I believe that's enabling. Now you're enabling, you've created a woman who's dependent. And I
No,
believe
but
you should not be.
wait. I think we're misunderstanding
But
this.
yes,
When you
yes.
say provider, it doesn't mean she's just sitting there at home not doing anything now.
Agreed.
I think
That's
that's
not
what
what that
Chica's talking
means
about.
now.
But yeah, there's different scales of it.
Scales.
Because
That's
there
not
are women that
necessarily-
do that.
I mean, there are women that are housewives.
Yeah, I know
We
women
know
who
that.
have dated a man for a month, popped the tire, and cut him off because when she said, "Hey, I just popped my tire," he didn't give her the.
That
It happens.
was
Baby,
sideboard.
if you ain't got
Yeah.
But this is the
Some
other
women-
psych ward, and you'd be so surprised how often that happens.
Yeah, small.
I've seen this was a guy that we actually know. Like his girlfriend actually said something about like he didn't give me money for my hair this week.
Yeah.
Wow.
And why would
That's
he do-
crazy.
And I looked at her face, and she was
serious.
She was like
Really
yeah, like,
serious.
It's hurt.
I mean, I'm looking at that. Wait, what is going on?
Like I don't feel like stuff like that you shouldn't expect. Like that's not an, you know, like if your guy, you know, or your girl, if that's what they want to do, it's like that means they're going to do it, but it's not something that you expect. Oh, he's supposed to like give me money to go do my hair. He's supposed to give me money to go do my nails. No, like
I
you
feel
know.
like there's just so much unrealistic. Let me be serious.
Expectation.
So much unrealistic expectation in this generation that we live in.
A lot.
A lot of girls are out here, and this is not husband. This is just someone you're dating. Literally having them play father figure, father roles, like providers for me. Think about it. It's hard for everybody out here, man. The same way you're struggling is the same way this person is struggling.
However,
Yeah.
there are men out here that have created these women. There are men.
No, I was gonna get to that. I was
And
gonna
now
get to
you
that.
can't understand why
Why?
the next man isn't like
But
it.
here's
You're
the
like,
thing. But here's the thing. I feel like those men. Let me not generalize because there's men who are freely giving and just want to give, and even though they're in a relationship with you. But here's the thing: for the most part, when a guy is freely giving you something, it's because you're giving him something.
There's something back.
Right? Not necessarily I love you. It's just a thing of
It's a simple thing.
It's transactional. Let's put it like that. And of course, yes, it makes this woman feel like every man can do that. But no, sometimes a man makes sure he's real and he wants to actually court you and date you. And then when you show him that side of you, it's a turn off. It's like, I don't.
yeah. But I can also
Yeah.
blame the women because I also think you have to know who you're dealing with. I might be dealing with him and he's blowing money fast, but I also might come to you and I need to be able to gauge the difference and not say, oh well,
this is what he did that, so you gotta do it.
Somebody
Well, to me, it's both parties, and that's the reason why when you start dating someone, you're talking.
Right.
People don't converse these days. Because if, for example, let's go back to the first situation you said, you have two people that are actually dating, and the guy's always spoiling her, so she's gotten used to that. And for whatever reason, they break up, and then she gets to the next person and is expecting that. I mean, there was a beginning stage of that relationship, right? If you as a man felt like, I cannot deal with this, you should have left. If you decided to stay, and maybe in the beginning you were looking for a way to keep up, and now all of a sudden you can't, but you're trying to put it on her that, oh my God, you expect, but that's how she was from the
I think the
beginning.
real issue, the rooted issue behind that is a lot of people are people pleasers. Like they feel like they don't feel value unless they're able to please somebody, and that's an internal.
And then at the end of the day, you can now blame things on the woman because, in my opinion, my personal opinion is both, because when you both came in, she had what she was. She was what she was, and you knew what you could do and what you couldn't do, but you accepted. And when you all were building the relationship, what were you all actually talking about?
And that's what I'm saying.
They
A
were
lot of
talking,
them
they were on the phone.
it's a lack of communication too. It's
Exactly.
a lot. Like if stuff like that happen, and let's say you guys actually do like each other, but you kind of notice, okay, this is how she is and this is how I am. That's something that you sit down like, hey, look, I know you're used to this type of thing. Yeah, like, but this is me. Yeah. This is how I am.
Is that gonna work? Or not?
Exactly. Like, is that something? Are you able? Like, is this something that you want? Do you want to work through it?
No, sorry, I was going to say let's move on to the next topic real quick because we've definitely spent a long time on this. I was going to touch on one Chica's last comment real quick. She says, now when it's time to provide, everyone is forming equality in the comments. But I like Nonto's response to her. He basically said the conversation is about random girls or random women thinking it's your job to provide for
For
them.
them.
In a family setting, providing for your family is a traditional role that men are accustomed to.
Yeah.
I mean, just to piggyback on that, and at the end of the day, I mean, if you love your family, wouldn't you?
Don't change the rules mid-game, it's the provider.
Uh-huh.
No, I see what they're saying because they're coming from previous, conversations that we've had.
But that's the thing,
What it is, we were talking about the man with the head of the household, and again, we all different people with different mindsets. We all know each other's roles, or like each other's, I guess, standpoints or whatnot, what you feel about it, what you feel about it. So if I'm saying I'm the head of the household, to me, I'm not saying that I'm your provider. It's just a term.
What does
I
that
don't
mean?
care about it.
Head of household.
Let me just throw this in there.
The man is the head of the
Let's
household.
leave
What does that
let's
mean,
leave
head
head
of
of the household aside, since the word provider was used. At the end of the day, if you love, it's not even something that should be an argument. If you love your family, that's something you take pride in. I'm providing for my. Why is it even a conversation?
But I think
I will provide for my family. You will
As
provide for the family.
as a
I'll tell you
provider.
something. Let me
You
look
know?
at this comment. She says, "How would I know that you provide for me in a marriage if you don't buy me dinner now?"
We're talking about bundles, nails, hair. Any man will take you on dinner.
But if you have it and you can do it,
Right.
if you love
Then,
that person,
yeah, you're
it
going
wouldn't
to
even
do
be a
it. Exactly,
conversation.
it's
You would do
not,
it
because you're gonna do
effortlessly.
it.
Yeah.
If you can do it,
This
you
is the same
can do
chica that
it.
said that
Like,
she's
what's the
taking
big
men on
deal?
date and buying them food.
I think she can just try to be.
Wait, are you not paying?
I just want to say unpopular opinion. The last thing I want to say in this topic is, as a woman that is not out here expecting things like that from men, I am in a place where I'm actually uncomfortable to tell. So if I'm talking to someone and I'm going through anything and it just so happens to be financially related, I don't even feel comfortable talking about it with men anymore because I don't want this man to think I'm simply telling you my problems so you can fix them.
Yeah.
It's created a really messed up kind of situation for genuine women. And I have to I tell myself, like, I will tell the man, hey, before I go venting to you, I just want you to know it comes with no expectation. I'm not saying this to get anything out of you. I simply just need to let it out. And I mean, it's good because I can communicate that, but it's not fair.
It's sad
that
that
I
I
have to
put
do
that
that
disclaimer out
because of
there.
how you know what I mean? Especially if it's a man that I know got a little bit of money. I have to say
Because
that.
I'm sure he's used to
Yeah.
women like always
Think
coming
about
in.
it.
Yeah,
She got a problem with her
exactly.
no.
Let's jump to the next topic. Let's not do the next one. Do the Michigan guy one. The next one. Or the third one rather. I want to talk about this one. So before we even do that, let's ask a general question to everybody. When you're in a relationship or in a marriage and whatnot, are you comfortable with giving your significant other your passwords to your everything, your phones, your whatnot?
It should be.
Yeah,
I am.
They're readily available.
Literally.
Wait, you said in a
readily
marriage,
available.
right? Is that what you said?
Relationship.
Committed relationship.
Yes.
I mean, I don't think
I
I'm
don't-
just like, hey, babe.
Committed relationship.
Here, I'm not gonna just come like 2 months into it and be like, hey,
Ex-
today I wrote down all my passwords. Here you go.
Yeah.
But I mean, if they're there, I mean,
And
and
especially-
I mean, I can't imagine why you need to be in my Instagram. I don't care if you are, but I don't know why you would need to. But I mean, if you did, yeah, here.
Like, especially, if my phone, if you wanted to use my phone, and I'll tell you my
Have your
password. Hey,
password.
exactly, here you
I'm
go.
gonna read the situation now. So, and this was actually a true story. I think it was on a blog somewhere. But a Michigan man is being sued by his ex-wife after he read her emails and learned of her extramarital affair. He claims that he uses the computer all the time, and she kept the password in a little book on the side next to the computer. So he didn't think twice because he just felt like he had a right to have a password. And since they were married, of course, it was like, boom, I can look at it, whatever. So I guess the question here is your significant other entitled to your social media passwords or your phone passwords or whatever in a committed relationship?
Okay, what are your intentions?
I
Why
don't
did you
even-
take my
Exactly.
email?
I don't even think entitled is the right word.
It's the
I
right
don't
word,
think it's entitled to
exactly.
it.
You are not entitled
But
to it.
I think if you're in a relationship, of course, like she said, like you just exchange passwords and it's nothing.
Yeah.
But I think I would want to ask you for permission
Yeah.
before I go into
Go
your
into-
email.
Because
exactly.
why? What's your
Um,
intention?
But her defense is such a fuckboy defense.
Yeah.
It's like, why did you cheat on me? Why you're my
I
friend?
mean, what?
No, we're talking emails. Realistically, why do you needs to be
want
in my
my
You know,
email.
so
Now,
there's an underlying
exactly,
issue.
yeah.
and if we're joint, if we're on some type of account where my email was being used, hey babe, real quick, the power company called and said blah blah blah. Can you check your email? Oh baby, I'm not at home. Go ahead and log on.
Exactly.
Why are you
So just because it's right there doesn't give you the permission.
I mean, he more than likely had a reason why.
Yeah, he's suspected
Okay.
something.
Yeah.
I just want to know the reason.
I mean, maybe
Probably suspected that there was
exactly
something
that something
going
was
on.
going on.
Okay.
You
I mean,
know?
the same way, as women were like,
The same way my
men also
intuition.
probably do the same.
Okay,
like,
so
suspect.
this relates
Look,
kind
you
of
gotta
to
realize
papa.
when you're doing something shady, you're gonna be caught at some
Anyway.
point.
Exactly.
So don't try to justify the methods of how you were
Right.
caught as,
Exactly.
oh, well, you did this.
Exactly.
No, you're gonna be caught. The truth always comes to light.
Yo,
So
he sued it.
just
It's
But you don't
actually
think we
a
should have
yeah.
conversation?
Because at the end of the day, yes, like he has no right to her email. Like by law, like that's her privacy.
That's a
they're
private.
married, right?
Yeah, they're married.
Okay, so he has access.
To her email?
Yeah, by law.
No.
Are you sure?
No?
You don't
think
do you
so.
have access to her account if she's
You
not?
can't even
if-
have access to text messages.
It's joint everything.
No, no, no.
It's not joint. It's
No,
just her
no,
personal.
no,
Exactly. So she doesn't.
No.
Not everything.
Like if she was a
Yeah, if you're a lawyer, can you?
well, if she was a
still
police
work
officer,
for-
right?
I
And
used-
she had like confidential email, can you
Wait, say it again.
like if she was a police officer, like she had like
That's different. That's a work email. I'm talking about personal.
I
Oh,
used to
first
work for a phone company, and from a husband to a wife standpoint, if you call in and ask for your wife's text messages, by law, I cannot.
Then you
give them to
cannot.
If you're wanting to use, this happens so many times. A husband calls in, hey, I just seen my wife was texting, I'm finna sue her, I'm finna whatever. Can you print her messages? I certainly cannot. But the conversation was me, her, and somebody else. If she does not give authorization,
Authorization,
they
you
cannot
are not
print that
there.
without
No.
a subpoena by
Okay,
the
so
lawyer.
that clears it. Okay.
So we're justifying her suing him.
No.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
No, that's the thing. You just justified it because you just said you work for a phone company. So
She's like, I'm why you fight.
justifying why she was suing him. That's what you're saying because you.
That he went through her private.
I don't feel like I'm justifying because I don't think that she should sue him.
Sue
Maybe
him,
she
but
would.
he's wrong. Yeah.
So
But I was answering his question on is it legal?
I'm
It's
just
not.
saying you're just. I mean, you're not intentionally, but you're unintentionally just.
So- what she should do is subjective, right? What is her right is
Thank you.
And that's what
A
I'm saying.
different
Whether you
conversation.
like it or not, again, I'm just listening to what you're saying about it, which makes sense. What you're saying is what you just said actually justifies her the reason that she was suing
Yes.
him,
Yeah.
right? But we're saying
I-
it's not
Right.
necessarily.
I just
Right.
feel
Right.
like
To me.
I just feel
I just
like
don't see her winning that case.
I just feel
I think
like
the judge is gonna look at her.
John,
She
might
wins
win the
it.
case.
She's not
No,
winning that
she
case.
wins it.
No, she was actually cheating.
No, she was
She was actually
She was cheating on that. The husband. Right.
So
Wait.
if you go to court right now and let's say you're caught for like drugs or something, right? If for some reason the evidence they have was like something that they had to like coerce someone to get the evidence, to like sue
It's
or
not
something,
admissible.
it's inadmissible, right?
Yeah, it's
So
not.
the same way, like it doesn't matter. You found out from.
Yeah.
Right.
That's different. That's a different concept.
Really?
You're talking about drugs. You can't
Okay,
compare.
wait, hold on. John is just in his feelings right now.
No, not in my feelings.
It's not for him, John.
You can't compare somebody a court case that has to do with drugs.
No, it could be
To
anything. It could be like
extramarital.
Wait, can I
he
say
shoplifted.
something, John? Extramarital affair or whatever it's not a crime. Hold on. It's
It's
not a
actually
crime.
not a crime.
Because we're putting the legal.
No, it is a crime.
It's not a crime.
No, it's not to cheat.
How is
It's
it
not
a
a
crime? You can
crime.
go to jail for cheating.
It's not a crime.
It's not a
It's
crime.
not a crime to
It's
cheat.
crime.
You-
Wait,
But
again?
morally, it is
Morally, it's
Yes,
subjective.
but illegally.
Okay, so when people have a divorce,
Yeah.
right? Don't they ask like the reasons for the divorce?
No, I'm saying- okay,
because
so when I say
because they
crime-
go into all, and I don't mean crime, but they go
Okay.
into all of that in the sense of, okay, when you're trying to split everything up, and the person like, well, I don't feel like I should give this up. They look at the reasons as to why all of this occurred. Whose
Okay.
fault was it? What happened? And then they start deciding, okay, well, this person may have more access to this or that. They look at, we're talking about litigation, so
Yeah.
not saying it's a quote unquote crime like you're going to jail.
Okay.
I'm not saying that, but all of those kind of things have a play in the decisions that are made when you're trying to.
But the thing is, I
when you're trying to
understand
split.
what they're saying in the aspect of she can win the case because the case is not I cheated. The case is you invaded my privacy. That's the case.
That's
Let's
the
take away the
Okay.
cheating part now.
Okay.
It's
The
the privacy
case is
part.
you invaded
Yep.
my privacy. Like it was, he
I
had
didn't
no
give
right
you- yeah, like-
to go into her email or whatever. He found what he found. But
yep.
just what you're saying is the legal aspect of just like they're calling, you can't give them the phone, whatever.
That's not his
So
right.
it's a law that he broke. So let's just look at the legal part.
Yeah.
But to me, this is just a guilty woman.
Right.
Yeah, exactly.
And she's trying to cover her ass.
Because one person at a time. They're talking about when we shout, they can't really hear stuff.
Oh, okay. Like this is literally a guilty woman who messed up and she just doesn't know what to do. Because why is the question, oh, you went into my email? Why isn't the question, oh, I cheated? She's what's the word? What's the English? She's can English yeah? What deviate?
Yeah,
She's deflecting. She's deflecting. That's the English.
Somebody said it's a breach of marital contract.
Yeah,
Is it?
Yeah, it is. Yeah, because that's part of the marriage
Well, he
contract.
could have just said,
So-
oh, passwords are right
so-
there.
so-
She wanted
so
me to
check
know.
this out. So,
It was right there.
but she didn't say.
could these stand in court? It's a breach of marital contract.
It could.
Could that go in court and could
I don't
could email
know.
case?
We need a
You
lawyer up
probably
here.
could.
If that makes sense,
I
right?
guess, yeah, we don't know.
Is,
It's
is, is
absurd.
a marital contract a law, like something that can stand in? Because
I'm sure it is.
I mean, marriage is a contract, so I mean,
because the judge
No,
marries you, you get a marriage license from the
Yeah.
court. So I mean, she may not win the case then.
No, she.
My thing is, who
Okay, whether she win it or win it,
or
they're going to
not,
divorce.
but- yeah, I know.
And even
Marriage
more so,
to
the
Tony
point is,
so
should
far.
your person have your password?
Okay, now I was gonna go back to that. So you guys,
Yeah, okay, we did.
no.
I think that
You don't want she can have it.
No, she can.
She can have
This is
it.
my question is, I'm going to flip y'all's question. If your spouse goes through your phone now, are you all still going to be in a relationship after that?
Yep.
So if you're in a situation where the
I
answer
have
is
one.
no, why are you married? If you're in a
There's no
situation
spouse.
where
saying to
There's
me.
no spouse checking my phone, so.
and
Sad.
why are we checking your phone?
no, I'm just saying, like,
Look, I just wanna say this.
I don't think you're gonna pick
Yeah.
up the phone and be like, okay, let me go through his text messages for today. That doesn't have to be the situation, you know.
I get you, but if I pick your
You
phone up to
answer
do something,
To do something and then something.
Exactly.
and it got a
And then maybe, and then maybe that's the situation.
Yeah.
Intuition, you
Something
decide,
just
okay, you
popped
want
up.
to.
I mean, it just feels like,
But-
it sounds like, obviously people have something to hide. Because it
Yeah.
just speaks for the
Exactly.
kind of environment that we live in to
Yeah.
where a married couple cannot look at each other's
Yeah,
stuff
that is
without there being
crazy.
a problem.
But-
Or without somebody saying, okay, well, why do you need to look at that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But here's my point.
I'm sorry. Charlotte says, if he bought the laptop, he has a right.
That is a forever argument.
But so your laptop is, and your laptop and
Said the email
email
is my
server is
computer.
different. You get?
But see, this is my thing, and I'm big on this even as a parent with my kids. They deserve privacy. Now, I'm your mother. If you ever show me that you cannot handle privacy, you will not have any. But every human deserves privacy. Me personally, I will not put my passwords on a silver platter for my man. However, if we're monogamous and this is what it is, you have complete access to whatever you fucking want. I don't even think you have to ask.
Ask, exactly.
If you do have to ask, or if it bothers me that you did not ask, we might need to have a talk. But I think that as far as this goes, I don't think and everyone's different, but like, give yourself, y'all have to understand that you still need privacy in a marriage, in a relationship, and it can be in different things, not just your phone. Give me my privacy. For instance, I do self-care Saturday once a month. There have been men that I have talked to for months that know every Saturday I take myself somewhere. It might be the movies, I go horseback riding, I might do a painting sip, and as soon as we get in a relationship,
It's a
who you
problem.
going with?
Yeah.
Why you not? You don't go to the movies by yourself. You know, I went to the movies by myself for a year while you were trying to. Like, come on now. So privacy, I deserve my privacy. I don't have to tell you that. Well, I do have to tell you I'm going. But you know, hey baby, it's self-care Saturday. See you later. Like, I don't expect to be intruded.
I personally, like, even, you know, when I was in a relationship, Sunday was my day. I get to watch my show. You know, I'll be in the bedroom, you could be in the living room. You know, like, I like that space. You know, like, we don't always have to do stuff 24/7. You know, that little time for yourself,
Yeah.
it's just like, it's refreshing.
It helps
So
you stay
everybody,
available for your
yes.
partner.
So it's like, yeah.
But we want to bring it back to this. I feel, well, I just want to, I don't think devil's advocate, but I just want to let this out. So it's like this. we're all human beings, right? So I don't wanna say he did what he's right in doing what he did, but at the end of the day, you're in a relationship where you feel you get a certain type of vibe. You feel like you don't have the right, but you're compelled to
Like the pop-up.
go look at stuff because you see something rubs you up the wrong way.
Yep.
So the question is this: if that guy went to her and asked her directly to her face, "Are you cheating on me?"
She would
You think
have said no.
she would say no.
Of course she would have
So
lied.
at that point, what do you think he's gonna do next?
No, but
You see, that's what I'm saying.
Like
She
you
said
should
the pop-up.
always-
Remember I said I went with my intuition with the whole thing?
Right. So,
I still feel like you should always dot your I's and cross your T's, because if I'm gonna have to go to extreme measures, that's because no other option has worked for me. I will always have the conversation, give you an opportunity to be honest. Now if I have to go through your email, sweetheart, on Tuesday I asked you, on Friday I thought I saw something, we talked about it, you lied to me 2 times, so.
Yeah,
And maybe
what's the name of that guy
maybe
that
he did
gets
do
hired?
that,
The
though.
Cheaters guy? Is it called Cheaters? The show?
It's
Oh, yeah, the show
I can't go in your email, but I'm gonna hire that Cheaters guy.
Yeah. And maybe he did do that because at the end of the day, see, for me, I'm trying to play both
Right,
sides.
right.
If it was the woman, we'll stick it to the woman's intuition.
She sure would have been.
Exactly. So it's okay if that's what whatever he found. But if he got to the point where he was led to do that, the whole scenario you read will not give the full situation. But I'm pretty sure there's been times in the past where, something has led to that point where he had to go in and check.
I read this comment and we go to the next, I guess the last topic for the day. Charlotte says, and this is responding to because you like your self-care, yada yada yada, me too. So he goes, but what if, God forbid, you go missing on one of those self-care
This was just a
He says, sorry, I don't trust this word. Send me your location.
Well, I would do that.
Exactly.
I would send you my
Exactly.
location.
It's not a
And then I'm a
problem.
woman by myself. I like a protective man, but you know men that are doing that to control.
To control.
And men that are doing that to protect.
Just genuinely, like, they just want to know where you're at to make sure that you're safe.
Oh, you can tell.
You can tell.
You know, I know a controlling man.
I don't think privacy is the problem. Everybody deserves privacy, but misuse of the privacy is
Yeah,
the
it's one
problem.
thing. But I wouldn't mind sharing my location. Oh, but I'm gonna tell you, baby, I'm going to
Going on, blah, blah,
516.
blah. Exactly. Here, this is the address. Like, I'm going
Bellevue
here.
Ranch.
So what if he wants to self-care with you?
That's called a date, and we are also doing that. That is also that's called a date. That's called Mommy Daddy Monday.
Let's jump to the last one. Go back. Jump to this last topic. This one goes, I saw this statement and it got me confused and I want us to talk about it. So, daughters are better than sons for parents. They have more of an asset than the sons are. And when I saw this, it was a bunch of comments, basically going to the lines of parents love their daughters and value their daughters more than their sons, and that's why they, especially if you take to the African community, they're saying that's why parents always want to protect their daughters, don't let them go out, don't do bad stuff, but when they let their guys do
They lie.
So, I mean,
Let me wear my glasses for this one.
I would like to start that off because I do think, and nobody's going to want to admit this, but I do think that it's true. I feel like society of families, and we're talking about young kids, not like older females, talking about a young,
as a grown up.
because it does change as they get older as well in many different dynamics. But I do feel like daughters are more valued in how they're raised versus the son, in the sense of there's more protection and more attention to the daughter versus the son. Let's say your little boy falls, we're more apt to, and I guess I'm speaking from a man's perspective, we're more apt to be like, okay, well, just get up, rub it up, brush it off, don't cry, like toughen up, this, that, whatever, because I guess we're trying to build somebody that's tough, which being tough is good in life and society in terms of leading, but at the end of the day, one of the faults of the male gender nowadays is we're not soft enough. We don't tap into the feminine principle enough. We're not balanced enough because life is about balance. So that actually is a detriment to the son in a certain way. Now with the daughter, it's always that before you fall, there's going to be a pillow there because I'm here to take care of you and catch you. As the daughter is growing up, as a man, you try to teach them about boys or the masculine energy so they're aware. Because I feel like women are more aware of what it means to be balanced than it is compared to guys. And I'm not sure if it's just a natural thing or in the sense of how females are raised. Now, where I feel like that changes though is as the female gets older, because of society, the image that females have to kind of like adhere to is a lot more tougher. And I feel like it does change as women get older because, you know, y'all have a lot more, it's like the ideal woman of what a woman's supposed to look like is this, and then women are trying to live to a certain, what am I trying to say, like to a certain standard or image, and it's not right because there's a lot of internal damage that is done.
Amen.
So, I mean, maybe my answer is kind of off, but I do feel like initially though, like,
But I don't think it's something, if I was to read between the lines of what you just said, I mean, it kind of shows that they value the daughter more. Because, like you said, when the guy is falling, they let him fall, right? Just so that he can pick up and everything. But when the daughter's falling, they put a pillow down there for her to, so she don't fall and hurt nothing. And if that makes sense.
Let me say something.
I'm
Sorry.
like,
So what
You see how
about?
they feel, like-
I think my question is I don't have children, so I don't know. But what would you think about like single moms? Because I feel like in a single mom family, the value, like the daughters are like but they treat the son like eggs.
Wait, okay.
Wow.
Wait.
What do you think?
Wait.
Yeah, this is a lot.
I want to start
This
from
one
the
got my
beginning,
heart
from
beating.
when he said. I feel like the person who wrote this is probably a Nigerian,
why are you
and they're trying to stand up for the Nigerian women. The person who wrote this, I feel like they wrote it to try to tell you, we women, we're an asset. But you
Because
parents don't
I
see
know.
that. That's what I take from this.
I do
Daughters
agree.
are better than sons for parents. They are more of an asset than sons are. Because let me just use Nigerian community because that's where I'm from. The sons are the ones that are put here.
Yep.
When it comes to taking over family business, you might have
Every-
3 daughters, but who go and look for one son that maybe when he was 16
Long,
years
long
old,
time.
the girl got pregnant. Oh, I found my son, but your daughters are
Do
there.
right here.
You overlook them to get the boy.
Get the boy.
Or you keep trying and trying and trying
Yep.
till you get
To
the
get a-
boy. Even if
yep.
you're on the 10th child because you want a boy.
Yeah.
The boy is the one who always takes over the legacy. When you have a fleet
So it's
of
like the
girls
women doesn't-
sitting there, there's no value
Yeah.
for the girl
Girls.
child
Yeah.
in
Nigeria.
Nigeria. I'm speaking for my country.
And it's here too.
So I feel like whoever wrote that is trying to pass a message.
Yeah. That's
Maybe
it.
we're not better, but we're telling you we're an asset.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, we are always overlooked. What you're saying,
Always.
the part you just said is correct, but it's not that we're better. It's to groom us for the man
For the
that
man
is better
that is
and without
better.
imitate us. That thing you said is right, which is always, oh, the girls, they always, don't do this. Don't play too much outside.
Outside.
Let me
You gotta
pamper
know
you. They're
etiquette.
trying to
Look
groom a
pretty.
woman.
Part
that-
of my mentality though is that, okay, so we live in a masculine society as a patriarch, right?
Yes.
It comes with so many issues. If you look through history, you can see that societies where it was more of a matriarch or more balanced, there were less issues in life. And we know that, but we still go with this is a man's world, and I'm not trying to say one is better than the other, but I'm just saying there's no balance, and females are a lot more balanced than men, in a way. Like, I feel like women can actually women can deal with a whole lot more than what a man can deal with, because y'all are naturally stronger physically, well, not physically, but, well, physically, because you bear a child and you can bring a child into this world. A man can't bear that kind of pain. And internally, y'all can deal with a whole lot more and find a way to stay balanced and overcome certain things than a man can. Like, for instance, just a simple example, like cheating. Women go through that much more than men go through it. And when a man goes through it, it's like the world is over. Like, it's just the way we approach, the way society is we know it's not balanced and we know it can be better. But the main reason why is because we have this idea of this is a man's world and this is how it should be. And we all know that's not how it should be. We know that that's not the best way it should be. And that quote right there is true. Like, women are assets.
Yeah.
You know, women bring children into this world. Civilization would not go on unless a woman played that role.
Yeah.
You know, And if all females are like, I'm not playing that role anymore, I'm not bringing no child into this world, what would happen? And it's not just about being a human being, we're talking about every species on this planet.
Exactly.
So,
and I feel like we're saying the same thing. What you're saying is right. We are, but we are not treated as.
See, and
I think that's what should follow. We are not treated as if we're an asset.
Yeah.
We definitely are not.
If I dib and dab on it, because I feel like I deal with this personally. First of all, I'm a single mother. I have 2 daughters, no sons. So when you're talking about put the pillow on the floor, I can't do that. I just can't. I can't put the pillow. You know what I mean? I can't raise that, being that I'm by myself, because that creates more for me than what I may be able to handle.
Yeah.
But I come from an interesting story that I'm not going to get into. But at the end of the day, I was raised. So I have a brother, right? 2 sisters, a brother. And we were raised feeling like less than, right? Like, why can Ashton do what he wants to do, but me and Dominique can't do whatever we want to do, right? So to pick on what you're saying, and the idea is, and maybe this is from a male perspective, you're saying we're raised with that pillow. Actually, from the inside, it feels very offensive.
Yeah,
It feels like I'm being weakened.
Exactly.
I'm being shut out. I'm
was
not.
gonna say that.
And I hate to say it, but my grandmother raised me. Coming from another woman, it's hurtful.
Yeah.
You feel very,
It's limiting.
very
Because
limited.
you would think that she would understand.
Yes. And it's because, I don't know, for me, I don't think it's because she looks at me as an asset at all. I think she looks at me as a liability. I think naturally adults can say, oh, he's a man, great. Woo! That's less work for me. Hey, don't cry about nothing. Be tough. Be strong. Go out there. Hey, make some money. Provide. Cool. It's not, to me, it doesn't feel, this is personal, but it doesn't feel like it was out of love. And that comes from many of the adults in my family that helped raise me. I feel like I'm looked at because I'm a woman, I cannot do as much. For instance, and this is, again, personal, my brother at one point wanted to get into music, right? Oh, well, you're a man, you can just go do whatever you want to do. You can do the music, have fun, he got some shows, let's go support. Me, I got laid off my job in January. I've created an eyebrow business for myself, that's permanent makeup. I take my real estate test tomorrow. I have started modeling, in which I make a decent amount for, but my grandmother has kicked me out because I'm not working a 9 to 5.
9 to 5.
Why? Because literally, verbatim, no man wants a woman. Growing up in my household, that was my grandmother's, no man wants a woman, fill in the blanks. If I have dirty clothes on the floor, no man wants a woman that has dirty clothes on the floor. No man wants a woman that eats 12 times a day. No man wants a woman whose jeans are a little too tight. I've heard that my whole life.
Yeah.
Apparently, though, every woman wants a man like my brother, regardless of what he does.
I guess it's the same all over the
And
world.
that's not fair.
It's not fair.
It is not.
It's
We are
not
not
fair.
treated like assets. We're not treated like we're valued. Because if we were, you would allow us to break free and do our thing.
Exactly.
And they don't see that.
Yeah,
Why are
that's-
we being so overly protected when we have so much potential?
Yeah.
And men, not all of them, but I mean, they come out reckless sometimes.
Exactly.
And then you get a woman who can be
Actually got a
being kind of
good
rebellious, and you wonder why. It's tough. I'm 25 years old, and I'm still dealing with it.
Yeah.
Could it be, and this is just throwing it out there, could it be because of the state of the world, how the world is, that people feel like maybe women should be a lot more protected? Or
I really don't think so, because that limiting thing is like, oh, okay, as a man can go here, you can go. You as a woman, you can't go here, you can't.
Yeah.
But if you don't go, if you're just tied to a box, how do you create opportunities for yourself? How do you meet people that would advance you? Like, we're just literally in this box. You can't go out of the box. And that in itself is really limited. It limits your life, it limits your potential, it limits your progress. So it's like you have this greatness inside of you, but you have to cap it because you can't meet the right people that will point you in the right direction to be able to like help you achieve.
And
Yeah,
even when it
I
comes to
totally
health,
I feel like I can be, personally, I feel like if I didn't have the kind of upbringing that I have, which I better speak for a lot of Nigerian girls, women, I feel like I would be way more ahead in life than where I am right now. I feel like the greatness I would have achieved if I had the freedom a guy
We're not
had,
trusted that
with
we
what I
can
know I
position.
carry inside of me, I wouldn't have you. I mean, I'm grateful for God to where I am today, but I
It
feel
took a
like I
while.
would be
So
way ahead in life.
And for that reason, I feel like they just don't think we're assets. They don't even
Exactly.
trust that we can make good decisions. They don't
Exactly.
trust that we know how to elevate.
Exactly.
And I know from my grandma, I mean, she thinks that's going to come from a man.
Right.
But I mean, that's not how I'm getting down. So it's sad and it's hurtful.
When your grandma says what she says, does she just say a man, or does she say a good man? Does she make it a...
Don't no man want no woman who. And that's coming from, of course, her upbringing, you know. They were, and I was talking to my friend about this earlier, back in the day, it was more about business. Like, it was so much more of the culture to say there is no fun, you get your job done. And you know, you do what you have to do. People were married at 15, 16. That, I get it, but, and my friend made a good point, well, they're old, they don't understand our generation, but we understand theirs. That's not an excuse. You're still here, you have to learn and you have to let us.
So I'm with what Loretta started with. Yeah, that quote, the person probably wrote it
To let you know, it's a message, yeah.
They look at men more as an asset, but it's high time to start
recognizing women.
that women are assets. But somebody dropped a comment in here, quick Q, GQ. And I've read this comment a couple of times, a lot of times. And by the way, I want to acknowledge y'all's points of views. Those were hitting nails on heads, and it was that's real talk, though. And it just amazes me that she's coming from Nigerian culture, African culture, and you're coming from an African American culture. And it's the same thing. It's the same situation. But this person puts a comment out here, and this comment, I've seen it everywhere. People don't, but I want to see it, and I want you to react to it. I don't know how you're going to take it, or in which direction you're going to take it, but here's a comment. A real woman is an asset to any real man, right? That part is fine, but listen to the second part of the statement. The second part is, give her a seed, she makes a baby. Give her the ingredient, she makes a meal. Give her a house, she makes it a home. My thing is this. Like I said, I like the first part, but why should that make her an asset to a man? You see where I'm going with this?
So that person's. So here's the thing. Like I've said this in a previous show. I think it does a huge detriment to women to think that women have to cook, they have to clean, they have to bear kids. There are a lot of women that don't want to have kids, but they feel like they have to because society tells them otherwise. There's a lot of women that don't want to cook, don't want to learn how to cook. All they want to do is be able to make a lot of money and pay for whatever food they want, and they want to live like that. Some a little bit more bold than the others. The others are like, I'll just adhere to what society says. So we don't want to put people in a box. What that person is saying is coming from a box perspective, so I don't want to say what they're saying is wrong, but it's just coming from a box. They're boxed in, and they're coming from that perspective because there's other things
But
that
also
would.
too underlying, I mean, I don't know what they mean, but I've had discussions about that type of comment before, and at the end of it, what they're just saying is that women are fruitful, we multiply.
Exactly.
We
That's
are-
what I was going to say that.
We provide abundance in whatever
Yeah.
you give us.
Yeah.
So maybe kind of closed-mindedly, that could be offensive, like, damn, why I gotta be the person, you know what I mean? Why you gotta
I
give
met
me?
people that will feel that.
Yeah.
That's offensive.
But if you can dig a little deeper, I actually kind of appreciate the comment. I
Yeah.
appreciate, if that's what you see as well, that you understand as a woman that I'm here to nurture.
I feel like
my
that's
power.
what the person needs to give a few examples.
Yeah.
And yeah, the few examples that the regular things we hear, but I just feel like the main message from that is a woman just multiplies.
Yeah,
There's
and
just so
abundance.
much greatness.
Well, I guess I just took
I
it from
feel
a
like
point of
that's
view
what it is.
of a woman is an asset to a man for these reasons.
Right.
There's many other.
Yeah, there's
Right.
many. If you fall in that category, because best believe, like what you said, there's some women who don't want to cook, but there's some women who want to cook and be a homemaker. So
Yeah.
whatever category you fall
And
into,
don't forget,
the bottom line
there's also
is.
men who would look at that for face value and not want to do these things too. They want
Yeah.
to. They just throw it in your this is your job.
Yep.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Because
because
I think
yeah.
where he went wrong was he said that she's an asset to a man. Now, if you look let's look at corporate America, there's plenty of women are becoming, women are literally,
Yes,
especially black women, are leading people with businesses. Corporate America, young entrepreneurs, like you said, you were laid off and you started your eyebrow business. You're about to do your real estate exams tomorrow. I know plenty of females that are doing their own thing as young entrepreneurs, and they really, really are doing it big. And they provide great service. their clientele is growing, they're personable, and they're all about their business. You know, so if you look at those examples, they're an asset to themselves, not to a man.
Not to a man.
You know, so they're not boxed in thinking, okay, the only way I could be this is to
Right.
have
All right,
access.
so
to, you know.
he's trying to, she or he's trying to, she, or I'm sorry, she's trying to fix she's basically saying, you know, she's trying to say, don't misconstrue the statement. She's basically saying women can always make things better. I guess that's what she's trying
Gotcha.
to say.
Okay.
But I want to run through this comments real quick. She said the lady see where she's coming from. I want to run through this comment because there's a bunch of comments that were just coming in.
Can I point out one from the comment section?
Go ahead.
Author says, I have parents advise daughters that are single not to drive expensive cars or buy houses so that a man would find her desirable.
I want to comment on that because yeah, it happens a lot.
No, it's
You have
not.
situations where, we are in a generation where a lot of girls are really trying to hit their goals.
Yeah.
And you have a lot of successful women out here, and you have parents and aunties and mothers and fathers literally telling them, you don't want to be. The summary is don't be too successful because a man wouldn't want
Yeah.
you. So now you're trying to limit her success because a man won't find her desirable.
Desirable.
Why do they always see a woman's success
Success
as
as
a
a
threat?
threat.
Why can't you see it as a motivation for you to be better?
I just said it
Or
earlier. It's
simply
a threat to the patriarch
Right,
mindset.
yeah.
You got to think, like, just think. It's hard. Maybe it's hard for females to think this way, but you have to understand the mindset that everybody has comes from a man's perspective.
Yeah.
True.
Like,
I agree.
I'm sorry, and I'm going to touch
That's
people with
true.
this, but every book that's out there that's touched society comes from a man's perspective. Even it's deep down into religion, it comes from a man's perspective. A man, this is a patriarch society. So when author mentions that, it's just whoever's saying that is coming from, okay, you're a woman. Our goal is we want you to be married and be with somebody. And maybe the numbers out there aren't really high. If you're a very, very successful woman and you're making multi-millions, what's the chances that you're going to meet another successful guy who can provide you with those things? They're probably thinking,
That's your environment. That's where you're at.
I get that, but women also outnumber men, supposedly. I don't know.
But
That's
see, I
what
think
they
that's part
say.
of the problem these days is why, back to the first conversation, why you have people here, and I don't mean this rudely, but you have people here that are trying to get these people, like, you know, and not in
Yeah.
all situations, because there are some givers who would prefer a woman, or even some women that are up here that prefer a man that's not as there. But I mean, also, too, that causes conflict. Like, put yourself in the environment of the people who are like you, and maybe it won't be some
Maybe
problem.
yes. I mean, that's true too.
That's interesting.
But
because
that
at
is
the same
also
time-
an opinion. It's also a
Yeah,
preference.
I mean that's true, but what's the chances that you will meet somebody that matches your personality? Because most, I wouldn't say most, but I mean,
Men that
what's
have
yeah,
money,
yeah, you
I
talking
want to say
about?
we
Huh?
definitely
Yeah, money
should talk
idea.
about this. We definitely should make a topic out of this, like literally dating preferences. What are the probabilities that you would find somebody who's on your same level but then again, my preference could be I don't want somebody as successful as I am. I want somebody who's
Right.
not as successful as I am.
Because they're probably looking at Oprah like, look how successful she is. Where's the man?
Hello.
What's the man gonna provide her? I'm not saying that no woman should reach as
That's
high
the
as providing for
problem.
herself.
Hello.
Yeah. But I do feel like men
I need you to provide
men
me.
feel insecure
Of course.
when when the woman is more successful than them. You know, it's like, come on. I don't feel like any man should be insecure because your woman, you know, is more successful. I feel like that, you know, that should.
Well, go ahead.
Yeah,
After you, I want to run through this comment.
No, I'm actually, so this is the thing, right? Like, I don't like the statement of, oh, like, do not, like, get an expensive car because a guy would get intimidated. But when you talk to a lot of guys, you see something, like there's a trend in where they'll be like, look, the woman that is richer than you will insult you. Like, she will not respect you, or things like that. I know, like, people think it actually happens.
I've seen
I mean,
it.
okay,
Like,
yes,
a
they
lot,
are
like,
some,
especially in
but-
the older generations, like, let's say someone comes here, bring them, they're now nurses, they would just turn on that man
But
real
you know
quick.
what? That's a reflection of how they were raised and being told that they can't have nothing or that only the men should have it. So, and I'm not saying it's right, but if that's pressure, like for me, I felt the pressure. I'm a good person, so I know how to handle it. Some people don't know how to go
Wait,
through that.
hold on.
Have that mindset,
They feel
you
like they
should-
have to.
Something just came to my mind. Think about it, and I've seen, but that's in the movie. I've seen a situation like this before. You have where man and woman both have money. And the way this woman talks to him, that's how she talks to him regularly. But he has money, so he's fine. Have you seen a situation where it's that kind of situation, but because the guy doesn't have money, his response is, "Oh, now you're talking to me like this because I don't have money." A lot of people create this problem. Like, this is literally how she's been talking to you, but all of a sudden, maybe because now you don't have money or you're broke, it's not also now you're talking to me like this because I don't have money. So I'm trying to just go back to the thing of, I really don't think, put yourself in a position where you find someone that also has money. Like, you have people who are there that both have money, but it still doesn't work. At the end of the day, it's just, I really don't think it's about the same financial standing.
Jeff Bezos
There's no difference in there.
hundreds of billions of dollars, pretty much on the planet.
it's the same dynamic.
No, what I'm just trying to say is just rich people, rich doesn't necessarily mean it's going to work out.
I
That's
want
what
to
I'm
run
trying
through
to
comments
say.
and then we can do a final thoughts and wrap up. So Cody says, thank God for women because there's nothing you would give me to get pregnant and give birth.
Okay.
Jimmy says, please raise your children with all the knowledge and not all the knowledge you have and not culture, not through culture. He says culture is mostly cat. Please don't raise your children irregardless of gender to be dependent on anyone. So there's no reason to depend on anyone. And this is the other comment that we brought up earlier. We finally got the clarification of it. We got what she was really trying to say. A woman is an asset to a real man, you know. Let's see. Author says society needs to improve the perception of femininity.
Femininity. That's the first one.
Femininity.
What, Nemo?
And womanhood. I'm just playing.
So he says society needs to fix what?
Feminism.
And womanhood. Cody says Nigerian prince have exited the chat. Okay. Chika says they protect women from wrongdoings. They care about one virtue, the mental health and sanity. Okay, she's talking about how African parents raise women. They apparently protect women from the wrong things.
Yeah.
They care more about our virtue than our mental health and sanity. Which is facts. Let's see.
So that's why they end up raising mad virtues.
So, from what y'all was saying earlier, the fact that the pillow mentality for females is not good at all. Like, it makes you feel. I know we're about to wrap up.
It's not good.
It's not like it's not good at all. You know, it's not. But it's just like it.
They're basically saying that in the mindset, like, it's a good act when looking at it.
Right.
But in the mindset of the doer of the
not.
act, it's not about the good act.
It's not. That's not why they're doing it.
That's not why they're doing it. They're
They're
doing it because that's not the intention behind the act. The intention behind the act is to actually
Prepare you, they're grooming you for marriage.
For
mold you into what they
That's
feel
not
like
why I
you
would
should
do
be.
it.
That's what they're saying.
Right, and that's what I was trying to say. Your vision on that, and the outside looking in. That's why I spoke, is to let you know, from the inside out, it's not that. It's not like, oh, I love my family because they put a pillow under me and they're always here to protect me. It's not what it feels like.
Okay, let me keep going. Author says it is a shame because if she's successful, she still needs to limit herself from others. I can't remember what we're talking about when that comment was dropped.
Yeah, limiting your success.
Right. Quick GQ says women don't have anything. Women don't have to do anything to. Okay, so it's responding to what we were saying, and we clarified that.
Yeah.
Cody says, I like this woman that's talking. God bless her. If I'm talking about Savannah. Let's see. Chica says, Oprah has a man for over 30 years. Her man just be at the house.
I'm there. Wow. I'm there. Because she making their money.
Why would he work?
Right.
I mean,
Why would she
Last comment from Shola. Shola says, especially successful women, they don't understand and can't fathom how a man isn't successful in a patriarchal society.
Last comment from GQ. Find somebody that is equally yoked with you. That's
yeah.
Well, you gotta have patience for that.
Huh?
So let's practice patience.
That's right.
But thank you for tuning in. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe if you haven't. Hey,
Let me sign out to Style.
Just click the button.
Yeah, just
click
hit
that button.
subscribe.
Signing out to
Here.
Style.
Hit the like
and
button.
just subscribe, you know what I'm saying? Like, we feel all y'all's likes and subscriptions and shares and comments and whatnot. So like I said, this video is going to be up there regardless. Even though it's live, it's still going to be up there. Go ahead and share it with people so they can, you know, tap in and whatnot.
Yeah.
We're doing this again next Sunday, same time, 2 p.m. New sets of faces. You might see the same face. But hey, thank you for tuning in for sure. And thank y'all for coming
Thank
out.
you for having me.
Good conversations.
Yes.
If you're watching and you have any topic suggestions, go ahead and shoot it to us in our DMs on Instagram and whatnot, or you can put it on the chat on this video. We'll take it and we'll talk about it. If you want to be on the show, slide into DMs, let us know. We'll send you the link. Fill out the form and you can be on the show. Let's have a good conversation.
And you can go to www.CTalkTV.com
He's going to put it up right
/cast.
now. You're going to see the link is going to pop up on the screen. Go ahead and fill that form. Come on the show. Let's talk. Let's vibe. Like, y'all can see, man. Hey, just conversations. It makes sense. It's good to get into each other's heads, man. Just trying to see where each person is at, have a conversation or whatnot. So, yeah, man. Good talks. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Some of these topics we might, you know, they can reply to more topics. You understand? We have to remove topics from these topics. We'll talk about it. It was good talks, though, man. Good conversations. Appreciate y'all for tuning in. See y'all again. Any last words? Y'all want to say something? We go for it. This is it. No. Oh,
Thank you guys
Peace
for
in the Middle
watching.
East. Peace in the Middle
Hey,
East.
subscribe. Don't forget, subscribe. Appreciate y'all. See y'all next week.
Peace in the Middle East.
Okay.